This happened in Kaiksu village, Hengshui, Hebei, and it's my cousin, Lai Zhongping's real-life experience. My cousin's got 3 sisters, so being the only guy in the family, he was totally spoiled growing up. Dude's always been a bit of a slacker, never holding down a proper job, and my grandma was constantly on his case about it. So, back in 2017, Zhongping was working as a gatekeeper at a construction site. It was right around National Day, and since he didn't want to go home and deal with grandma's nagging, he volunteered to stay behind during the holiday. Originally, he was supposed to share the gig with this guy from Chongqing named He Qiang. But then, He Qiang suddenly said his wife ran off with someone, and he had to go back to take care of his kid. Not sure if that was true or not, but whatever, Zhongping ended up alone at the site. He'd patrol the place, mostly just cursing out He Qiang's family for ditching him, but honestly, it wasn't so bad. No one else around, no sharing a room, and best of all, no smelling He Qiang's stinky feet. Zhongping would do a quick lap, see nothing's up, then crash in the dorm, scrolling through Douyin. That's TikTok for us. Cooking. Nah, not his thing, spoiled kid, remember. But thank God for delivery guys working through the holiday. He wasn't gonna starve. So, he's chilling, eating takeout, watching videos, maybe taking a walk if he stuffed himself too much. And he's getting paid for this. Man, what a sweet deal. Young guy like him, after a fun day, he'd just pass out and sleep like a rock. One night though, he got woken up by this weird smacking sound, like someone chewing. Annoyed and sweaty, he squinted, but being the carefree dude he is, he just shrugged and went back to sleep. That noise, though it kept going, loud as hell. Finally, it woke him up again, but the second he stirred, it stopped. Dead silence. Zhongping's not the type to overthink stuff, so he's like, am I losing it? Whatever, and crashed again. This time, he slept through till 1 p.m. the next day. Groggy, he dragged himself up to wash his face, still grumpy from getting woken up. But when he got to the table, boom, weirdness. Where's my food? He swore he left half a box of takeout last night, but it was gone. Poof! His simple brain didn't dwell on it too long though. Probably rats, he figured, and moved on. That day, same drill. Ordered a ton of food, ate what he could, left a bunch on the table, burped, and went to bed early. But yep, you guessed it, midnight rolls around, and that smacking noise is back. This time, Zhongping's a little smarter. He plays it cool, keeps his eyes shut, and slowly rolls over. Then he cracks one eye open, just a sliver, to see what's up. And holy crap, he nearly had a heart attack. There, at the table, are 3 shadowy figures, glowing faintly blue, chowing down on his leftovers like it's a buffet. These things, definitely not human. Zhongping's freaking out, but tries to stay calm. He fumbles for the light switch and flips it on. Poof, the shadows vanish. He's like, no way. Turns the light off, then on again, off again, nothing. Just his messy takeout boxes, completely cleaned out. No sign of anyone breaking in, either. What, are these ghosts invisible or something? He thinks, half laughing at his own wild imagination. Here's where I gotta give my cousin props for his chill. He decides, as long as they're not trying to kill me, we're good. And just like that, he goes back to sleep. Next day, he's bored out of his mind and ends up at a flea market. Spots some fortune tellers and figures. Why not ask about this weird stuff? Before he even gets close, one of the fortune tellers calls out, "Yo, kid, you look like you've seen some bad juju. Run into anything creepy lately?" Zhongping, being an open book, spills everything. The fortune teller nods knowingly when he hears about the construction site. That place used to be a mass graveyard full of unclaimed bodies. Developers didn't bother moving them, just built right over the graves. He hands Zhongping a charm and tells him to hang it on the door to keep the spirits out. Back at the site, Zhongping stares at the charm for a bit, then get this, he chucks it on the ground and walks away. No explanation. Dude just keeps on living there, ordering too much takeout, leaving half of it uneaten like always. But now, instead of keeping the leftovers inside, he starts putting them outside on a pile of sand by the door. Why? Maybe he felt bad for those homeless ghosts. Or maybe he just finally learned to clean up after himself. Who knows with him?